Welcome back to the channel, guys. In today's video we've got some good modifications that we're adding to the Discovery 3. Now we've already put a few little bits on, and if you've seen in the previous videos on the channel, we've added some tyres, Renegade RTs to 20-inch wheels by 265/50, and they fit and they do pretty well actually. We've took it out off-roading and you can see that in previous videos. We've also added some light guards. Well, no Land Rover looks beefy without a pair of light guards, and it's going to help us against those little leaf slaps when we're going down those green lanes. But more importantly today, what we are going to be putting on is a Terrafirma raised air intake, or Snorkel if you like, and we're also putting rock sliders on by Terrafirma, again heavy duty ones with the tree bar, to have that added little bit of protection. And the reason being is because we've been off-roading and we realise that the vehicle is pretty vulnerable right now, so we don't want to be at a point where we're going to risk damaging the underneath, the sills or the doors. We're going to try and protect it as much as we can, hence heavy duty Terrafirma. There is cheaper raised air intakes that you can buy for around 70 quid. My motto is kind of like buy once, cry once. At the end of the day, if we buy cheap, we buy twice. Terrafirma are a good firm which create a good solid product, and that's what we're going to be putting on today. Just down at Screwfix now because there's a couple of particular tools that I'm going to need in order to make this a real good, nice, professional finish. Now, this job itself doesn't seem too hard. As far as I'm aware, it's two brackets I've got to fix to the body and the pillar, and well, it shouldn't take me too long. I guess if I can do it, anyone can do it. This hopefully is one of them jobs that can be done at home without a problem. Famous last words. And then obviously we're going to move on to the rock sliders, which I do believe should be a pretty simple job too. Let's crack on with it. So the first thing we're going to try and do is put the Snorkel on first. Now when we get down to this, it's going to show you a little bit of what we need. So it already tells you the exact instruments that we need in order to fit it. It's got all the little bits and bobs so you can count them up to make sure they're all there. Now there is two brackets. One fits the Disco 4, one fits this. So we're going to have to measure that up, make sure we've got the right one. If you're not too good at reading, these all come in just picture form, so that's pretty good. That's makes it easier for me, although sometimes even the pictures can be a little bit confusing. Now when I said that you needed specific tools in order to do this job, this is what comes in handy. A screw nut gun, metal drill bits, and a stepped bit drill bit. Now this basically allows you to bore out a bigger hole. Does what it says on the tin. And this enables you to put nuts into the vehicle, and it pulls the nut itself to make it tight that you can screw into, and it's almost like it should be there already. I don't know how to explain that, but that's what it does. And the reason why we're putting a raised air intake is because this is the intake for the vehicle. Obviously you can see it's not too high, and obviously with the splash and the dirt or whatever, it can get sucked in there. Now obviously this works better for water, but it can also work for dust. It's going to raise the area up to there. All the dust that's kicking up here is going to stop that from getting into your vehicle. To get this off, I'm led to believe you just pop this out. Like so. As mentioned, it comes with two different brackets. Obviously one is for the Disco 4, which is not going to fit there. And then the other one is for the Disco 3, which obviously fits as required, as we need it to. So that is the one we're going to be using. So following the instructions, I need to stick this little sticky pad, which will only go one way onto this anyhow. So we can't get that bit wrong. Next up, guys, we're going to fit the metal bracket onto the Snorkel itself. Now this is following the instructions exactly by the book. Now the holes that are already in this are not actually drilled through, so we can just quickly pop a hole in there so the screws can go through. Bracket number 2. So the next step would be to put, as you've got the bracket here, you want to place it in place. So slot it on and take a look as to where it's going to sit, if the bracket lines up. Now for me, if I look up here, this bracket just looks a little bit high. So I'm thinking to take this off first, as it says to take this off after, but take this off first and just see where it is that this is going to sit, because that to me doesn't look quite right. Now that is minging. We'll give that a quick clean, get all this cleaned up. I believe, so this bit here, this is where it's going to be drilled into. So we need to take that out, and that is the hole where that top bit's going to go into. So I'm going to give this a wipe down. I'm pretty sure I've got to drill that out, but slightly bigger. Give it a wipe down and we'll see where we're at after that. I'm pretty unsure as to whether that is going to fit correctly at the top. But I'm going to go with it and see what happens, because there's the hole and the bracket's there. Now, we need to find the right position for this to sit in. For me to drill the holes for it to go through the body, but at the same time, for that to fit up there. So, what's that? So with a lot of back and forth and checking, I'm going to go with it. I'm still uncertain about that top bit. What I'm going to do is I'm going to mark up here with, all I've got is this. I'm hoping that scratched the bodywork slightly so I know where they are. There they are. So I know to drill them holes in that position. Now this drill bit is ever so slightly smaller, but I don't want to go too big straight away. And then we move up a size. Now that looks on the piss. That's where they were. So on the instructions it says 7mm hole. I've just done it with an 8 and they're still not fitting. So I'm going to go around a little bit more with the 8 because I haven't got a 9 and I'm not doing a 10. But we will get these to fit. So bear that in mind if you come to fit in one of these. It's definitely not 7 because this is an 8 now. You know what I said about specific tools? This here screw nut is exactly what you need for a job like this. And all you do, pop it into said hole, and that, clamp it right in place. That is going nowhere, nice and tight, just how we like it. Just how we like it. Needs to be 16 there. So this hole needs to be 16. I'm pretty sure it does. So I've bought this, I just need to check to make sure. So this here hole needs to be exactly the same size as that one because it's the same size nut. Now it says 7mm. I'm going to go with 8 and I'm going to open it up a little bit. I hope I've not gone through that, straight through into the inside. Let's see if that fits. Just a little bit more. Don't know where they get the 7mm from because it's not 7mm. I don't know why this is supposed to be 16. This says it's supposed to be 16, doesn't it? I don't know why. Let me just check. For the third time.
You're very confused.
I just don't get why it says 16 though, like what goes... I don't know if they've got some bits missing or not. Well, I have this. Is that 16mm, do you think? Maybe it's this.
Or maybe it's not.
It must be this, and then there's washers, so we wash it.
Because that plastic washer sits on that plastic bit.
I'm very tired. Been up since 3 this morning. Let's try. Look, at the end of the day, we follow the instructions. If it's wrong, we complain. We send an email. Don't we? So if I just get a little hole through there first. That's 8. I'm going to change it for this tool here. Which is one that I didn't have. I did. And that should 16. Got numbers on it, but you can't see it when it spins around. What's that one? Oh, that's 16. So that's there, it should slide in there, right? I mean, it's a bit above 16, that, isn't it?
I can't see.
Yeah, look at that. Oh, scheißen. Look. Yeah. So then this must now clip back on, right? But I'd ordered new ones of these anyway because I was fully expecting them to break. Luckily for me, they didn't. But if I paid for new ones, I'd may as well put new ones on, hadn't I? In all my videos, they're all edited. It looked like I know what I'm doing. This is like a real life scenario. It's like Instagram versus reality. This is what it's really like. I have no idea and I just wangle it every time. I'm literally bodgy. But it works. And the thing is, people pay lots of money to people to do things like this. And in reality, okay, it might take a little bit of effort trying to do it, and a little bit of wrong here and there, but you get it right in the end. You save yourself a lot of longer. Or in some cases, you get it wrong and you end up spending twice as much. In this case, I'm hoping that it's going to be right.
Hello.
I'm not going to lie, there's been a lot of swear words, a lot of sweating, and a lot of, it's fucked! Because the lining these up with the nuts that were going through wasn't happening, so I had to drill a little bit. And, I honestly thought that was it. I thought we were game over. Lo and behold, we got there.
Bit of poking.
Oh man, that was pure stress, wasn't it? I thought I was going to eat my words saying that you can do this stuff by yourself. We got there in the end, but I don't even know why it didn't line up. What happened? And then we finished that off. 2 little black clips. And look at all the scuff marks where I've been trying to do it. Oh man. Bosh, bosh, bish, bash, bosh. Now this is the bit I'm worried about because I can't get that. Well, it does actually fit there actually. But there's a bit of a tension in there. Well, let's get that to fit. So we've managed to get the clip in. Once again, a few altercations. Altercations, is that the right word? Altercations, yeah.
With yourself?
Yeah, we just had to, yeah, I was getting a little bit stressed. So we've had to just drill the hole slightly higher because where the washer, the little rubber washer goes in, it wasn't lining up with the nut underneath. So we've just drilled it a little bit more. So let's get this on. This should be the final piece. Do you hear it rub? Why? Fucking none of these fucking screws want to go in. Well, that there is 1 times snorkel fitted. Now, it started rubbing again. It didn't rub a minute ago. I think if we just alter this slightly, screw this one up a little bit more. I mean, I can live with that. I can live with that. Bosh. Job done. On to the next. Take a look at it. To do this job, I've got to take the wheel off to get the trim off because I can't get a screwdriver in there. What a pain. So I've had to take the wheel off just to get 2 screws off, which I couldn't get off because, well, they've been on there for years and rounded off. So the next step would be adapt and overcome. We prized them off because it's going to be metal there anyway, so I'm not going to need them. So now we're just going to pull them off and get rid of this because, well, it's no longer needed, is it? So now what we can do is pop the wheel back on because we only needed to access them little bits there. Now, I do need to have a look under there, see how rusty that is. But let's get this wheel back on for safety. Make life a little bit easier. First thing we've got to do is just get rid of all these yellow nipple-like things. The best way to do that is just use a screwdriver, pop them through. We don't need that. What we need to be doing is getting rid of these bits of duct tape and revealing the holes where the nuts are going to go. Now, I believe there's 5, but the only problem I've got is there's a little bit of rust underneath mine here, so I don't know how we're going to get on with that. But hopefully it's strong enough to hold it with the nuts that are in. It is going to have to be addressed, so these will have to come off, and this is going to have to be sorted. But because I've got it off now, I am going to put them on, and hopefully they don't fall off. Let's see how we get on. So what you have to do is, with great difficulty, maneuver it around and try and get the front edge under the plastic, and the plastic sort of holds the front edge. I've used an axle stand that side, and that will hold the rear. And if I can just get these in loosely, just to hold it, take the weight off me, and that'd be good, because these are pretty heavy. I'm just hoping that that rusty section there will hold it, and I'm not going to drive down the road with ding, 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 ding as it drops off and starts dangling from the front, from the back. As long as I can get, to be honest, the top ones look fine, so I think it'll be all right, but it will need to come off and be addressed, because I don't like what I see under there. There's a lot of rust, and I mean, these are notorious for it, but obviously it does need addressing. Right, I think I can leave that now. Get them wanged up, get the ones underneath lined up, put in. Well, that's pretty much it really, isn't it? But let's get them tightened up. So that is one side complete. Now this is on. I've managed to get all the top bolts in. I'm not gonna lie, I think I've got about 2.5 in underneath. I've got 2 in solid, 1 halfway rounded off, but it is solid for now. I'll have to get the underneath addressed at some other point. Obviously I can't do that right now. So I'm gonna stick the other one on, and then I'll give a little look around, a little walk around once it's done. Looking sweet though. And so that, ladies and gentlemen, is how to put a snorkel on and your rock sliders with absolutely no experience at all. I mean, we got them on. Listen, I think they're pretty sturdy. They're not going nowhere. Now I've got 7.5 bolts in that one, and I've got 8 bolts in that one, but pretty good. And as you can see, she does look pretty mean. I'm happy with that. I hope you're happy with that. I hope you had fun with the video. I tried to keep it as real as can. This is a Land Rover. We know that they're rusty, they are old, and they do have their problems. I've shown that in this one. I've been transparent, not like everyone else. I've got them all in. No, this is the real world. This is what these are like. I've had fun with it. Catch you on the next one, guys. Peace out.